Hello everyone, it's August the 5th, 2022, and my son and I just started a 6-night backpacking trip in the Wind River Range. We started this trip at the Big Sandy Trailhead, and we're taking Big Sandy Trail up toward Big Sandy Lake, although we're going to camp sometime before we get there, probably sooner rather than later. It is overcast, dark clouds all around us, sprinkling a little bit with some occasional thunder, and it's about 70 degrees, and I'd like to get camp set up before the rain starts. All right, we found a little flat spot in some trees, I don't know, 220, 225 feet or so off the trail, and we were able to get our shelter set up before it really started raining. Still got to hang the food bag and get some water, but hopefully this rain will let up in a little bit. Day 2, and the plan is to continue up to Big Sandy Lake and then take trail 116 up to Clear Lake and then on up to Temple Lake and camp somewhere there tonight. Kind of depends on the weather. It rained most of the night last night. Rained this morning. Finally quit about 9:30. It's mostly cloudy now. Still some dark clouds floating around, and the temperature is in the low 60s. Man, that storm came up fast. We got soaked before we could even put our rain gear on. We scrambled up to a little wooded area on a hill right at the junction of Big Sandy Trail and 116. Put up a quick shelter to eat some lunch, and finally about an hour later it blew out, and now it's beautiful clear skies again. All right, we found a nice existing campsite up on the hill above Clear Lake. Looks like it'll work just perfect. We really had a nice campsite last night, not too far from Clear Lake, which is absolutely beautiful. First time I've ever been there. Gorgeous peaks around it. The rain came in for the third time last night. Little light rain from about 8 o'clock to about 9:30, just enough to force you under the shelter. All that rain brought in a cold front. The low this morning was about 36, but it is a cloudless day now and the temperature is in the low 60s. Today's plan is to hike back down to Big Sandy Lake and then climb up to Jackass Pass and drop into Cirque of Towers and camp somewhere near Lonesome Lake tonight. All right, we have found a great campsite, probably 4/10 of a mile from Lonesome Lake. I've never camped at this spot before, but it is absolutely beautiful. We're probably 200 feet or so from a small stream, and it has a fabulous view. All right, day 4, and the plan is to climb up over Texas Pass and then camp somewhere on the other side of the pass. We've been working our way around Lonesome Lake, some boulder fields to go through, and we're getting ready to start the steep climb. All right, we found a little small campsite at the outflow of the third lake from Texas Pass, just up above Shadow Lake. Sun kind of worn us out all day today, and Nathan wanted to stop here to fish a little bit, so he just yelled at me a little while ago. He's already caught one. Day 5, and the plan is to hike down to Shadow Lake, then continue down Washakie Creek, and then head up toward Pyramid Lake and camp somewhere in that area or drop into the East Fork drainage. So we have run into this group 3 or 4 times. They're from Michigan and making big time today.
Oh yeah!
All right, we decided to camp at Mays Lake. Found a little site on the hill overlooking the lake. Beautiful view, but the mosquitoes are just a little bit bad. We left Mays Lake this morning and almost immediately went off trail. We're climbing over this ridge and dropping into East Fork River. Then we're going to go downstream, hook into the CDT, and hike towards Dad's Lake, where we're going to camp tonight. All right, we found a small campsite near the southeast end of Dad's Lake. Finding a campsite on Dad's Lake can be a little bit difficult at times. It's only about 5.5, 6 miles in from Big Sandy Trailhead, depending on where you go. And this is a Thursday, and there were people everywhere. Day 7, our last day. And we left camp and followed unofficial trail over to the CDT. Now we're taking the CDT back to the Big Sandy Trail, then back to the trailhead. Our campsite last night was pretty nice. I should have mentioned yesterday that we went around the western side of Dad's Lake, hoping to find some more isolation and some better campsites, but there was people camped on that side too. Then we ended up having to bushwhack over some blowdowns and then cross the outflow of the lake, and finally found a nice little spot. So anyway, we had a little bit of rain this morning. The clouds have mostly cleared out and the temperature's in the low 70s. Well, I'm almost back to the Big Sandy Trailhead. Nathan's probably already been there for a while. This has been just a fabulous loop. The Big Sandy Texas Pass loop was great. Then we added the East Fork River to it. Just absolutely incredible. Another fantastic trip in the Wind River Range. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.